Yes, guys, this is Nitty Last and welcome. In this video, what we're going to be doing is taking a look at pre-order sales for Titanfall 2 so far and just seeing how well they're getting on. I did do a previous video in regards to another one of EA's titles, and that was Battlefield 1, comparing that alongside Infinite Warfare, which, you know, these two are the main juggernauts of the first-person shooter world. You know, these are the guys that would be going for the #1 spot by the end of the year. Now, Infinite Warfare, even though they did have a lot of hate at the beginning when they first released that they was going to be set up into space, they seem to be pushing ahead quite nicely, and that is in regards to also they haven't released any multiplayer whatsoever as well. But Battlefield 1 are languishing quite far down the leader table in comparisons to that particular Call of Duty title. But where does Titanfall 2 come into this kind of mix? Because as we know, with the first original installment of the game, this was meant to be the COD killer. This was meant to be setting the world alight in the first person shooter, and it doesn't seem to be doing that well this time round either. Now, don't get me wrong, when Titanfall originally came out and once it got to like pretty much the end of the cycle when people stopped buying the game, it did sell about 7 million copies overall. So it wasn't that bad of a start for Respawn Entertainment. It wasn't the best, but it wasn't, you know, it wasn't that bad overall. But in regards to this year, now they've released some multiplayer. Obviously, they've released what they're going to be doing. They've got 6 Titans, they've got pilots. You know, they've said that there's going to be a progressional system and everything else in between. So you would think that people would be trying to get onto board with this hype train. Now, also with Titanfall 2, though, we do have to remember they are up against Infinite Warfare and also Battlefield 1. Now, don't get me wrong. Yes, there are all different types of first-person shooters, but for a lot of people there's only a certain amount of titles that they can actually buy at one particular time. People can't go out and just spend crazy money. Some people might be waiting to Christmas, but you would expect in the pre-order sales for Titanfall 2 to be looking, you know, pretty rosy. So coming up on your screen now, this is from number 24 all the way down to 40. This is in regards to the pre-order chart for the United States. Now, as we know with the United States, especially with the population and everything else, they make up for the majority of the units sold per game. But we are going to be concentrating on this because this is going to give us a lovely little guide to how things are getting on with pre-orders. Now, as you're seeing it there, at number 24 is Battlefield 1. Now, at number 26 is Battlefield 1. Once again, that was for the Xbox One. Now, these are languishing quite far down. Infinite Warfare is up there at number 9 and at number 11. But in regards to Titanfall 2, you cannot see it whatsoever because it is not even in the top 40. No, this particular title in this particular installment is not even made the top 40 of the pre-order charts at the moment, which for me is a little bit concerning. It really is, because I want this game to be taken off because I am thoroughly really looking to enjoy having plenty of hands-on time with it, and the fact that it's not even made the top 40 at the moment does get me a little bit concerned that other people are pretty much going by ways of the Battlefield 1 or Infinite Warfare instead of worrying about Titanfall 2 so much. Because even the way down there, number 40, we have Sonic Boom. I mean, even that's made it with 17,000 pre-orders so far. So in regards to Titanfall 2 not actually making the pre-order sales at the moment, I am a little bit worried. I was hoping that it would be a little bit further up the leader table than what it already is. But according to EA and themselves, what they reckon that Titanfall 2 will actually sell, they reckon it's going to sell somewhere between 9 to 10 million. They don't reckon it's going to sell as much as Battlefield 1. They reckon Battlefield 1 is going to sell roughly about 15 million copies by the end of this year. By the year cycle for Battlefield 1. But with Titanfall 2, they reckon within a year it should sell between 9 and 10 million copies. So let us hoping that Titanfall 2 is going to start picking up the pace, because at the moment it's languishing very far behind, and in the first person shooter world it is definitely well down and out of the race at the moment. But let me know, guys, exactly what you're thinking about this and whether or not you've actually pre-ordered Titanfall 2 or not. It'd be very interesting to see. But coming up on my screen now is my subscribe button. Make sure you're jumping on that, and guys, if you smash that like button for me, it'd be absolutely fantastic. This is Nitty Last, and I'll catch you later.